It's GloucesterCast 370. We're at a round number.
Wow.
We're getting closer. Thanks for everybody for checking in with us. I want to say right off the bat, thank you to Mom's Kitchen for providing food for the guests. I want to also say that the word of the day from last week, 40 minutes from now is when that contest goes live. Can't say it right now in the comments. 40 minutes from now, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You had to have listened last week. And during the podcast this week, we'll tell you what the word of the day is next week for a prize. So I am going to transition over to our friends. Now you guys are on camera.
Whoa!
And we're gonna do introductions.
Good morning, Gloucester. Ralphie D here. Good morning, Gloucester. Jeff Surrette.
And Cathy McCarthy.
Good morning, Gloucester. Chris McCarthy, no relation to Cathy. And Merry Christmas, Joe.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Merry
You didn't
Christmas.
mention my birthday this week, though.
It's not your birthday.
It was last week.
Is that what we're going with this now?
Right, now it's God's birthday.
It was the last 49 weeks. Right?
49 weeks.
Hey, good morning. Jim over here. Be off camera.
Jimmy Dalpiaz. Pat is
Pat
on
the keyboard. Good morning.
Keyboard. Listen, we're like a band.
That's the only band I'll ever be in.
Good morning, Gloucester.
And Kim is with us as well. I'm your host, Joey Shimataro. Got a bunch of great topics. I like it. We're Cathy, have you been on before?
I have.
You've been on for
Rocky Neck stuff
event.
usually
Rocky
with
Neck
Stephanie
stuff.
and Lisa.
So we don't, no podcast virgins, but I consider this inner circle right here. So I like it when we have inner circle and we don't have to. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to alienate anybody.
You just did, Joe. It's a little too late for that.
So it's nice that we can just riff and have fun. We don't have to pimp something for 30 minutes of pimping that really only needed 5 minutes. What just happened?
Excuse me.
Did you have a little gas problem? Is the blue thing lit up, Chris?
Oh, yeah. It's lit up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's lit.
And so is Chris. Yeah.
I want to say, sorry, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut to the Mom's Kitchen slideshow of the food that they provided.
Oh my God, it was delicious. Today we had the steak.
Next level. I mean, this breakfast was
awesome.
next
Awesome.
level.
Breakfast was amazing.
It was next level.
The muffins are
Steak omelets.
out of
Ooh,
this
steak
world.
omelets.
It was so good.
So can we-
French toast.
Pat, when again are they opening?
They are gonna. They have
Reopening?
changed their schedule for next week. They're gonna open only for breakfast from
Okay.
5 a.m. to noon. I believe until the 21st or
22nd.
22nd when they close.
Okay.
In order to do the move, they decided they were only
I
going to
can't
be
wait for
doing
the new place to
breakfast.
open.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Next week.
Above and beyond. So just breakfast this week, Pat?
Correct.
What's the closing date?
Well, the last day is the 21st, and then the 22nd they'll be closed. Is how I understand it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Pat.
And they'll be moving into their new space.
Right across the street.
Gigs.
If you don't know where Mom's Kitchen is currently, right across from the Chamber of Commerce down in Fort Square.
Awesome location.
We got
Yeah.
that
Awesome new
for us.
location.
Thank you to Moms. We love
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Eleanor. Thanks, Dave.
Awesome people. All right, and we're back with our guests.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I have some exciting...
Hi, Mom.
Jimmy and I have been going crazy. So next week, hopefully next week, and I have to do a shout out to Ken Lawrence from the Podcore Nerdcast, who helped us out. He lent us some audio equipment to make. So Jim and I did some testing. We're each going to have our own mics. Hopefully next week.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
The
Just
audio,
what Chris and I need.
the audio,
A bigger form.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys aren't loud enough.
We're not loud enough.
the audio quality should go up substantially.
Wow.
And it was a big time investment, but thanks to Ken Lawrence, who kind of guided us along with
What to
the
get,
type of
right.
equipment that we
Yeah,
needed.
what
We
to
have
get.
mic stand. Everybody's gonna have their own mic stand,
What?
their own microphone, XLR.
Which means we'll hear all of Chris's bodily sounds much more clear.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Chris, that was a cue.
Some people tell us we make that stuff up, and now they'll know better.
They'll know it's
Now
real.
they'll know.
Don't know what mic it's coming from.
Cathy McCarthy's here with Jeff Surrette, who kind of is the founders of the Rocky Neck Plunge, and we're guessing at 14 years now.
14, 15, and I am
Minimum,
here
yeah.
pimping something.
Yes.
I am pimping
But
my swim.
But you're fun.
Yeah.
And we're not going to
It
go
doesn't
on.
cost you anything.
We're not going to go on for 40 minutes about it.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
It does cost you something.
So this is our, we think it's our 14th or 15th year, we're not sure. And it's a great event for everybody, and there's anybody and everybody comes. This year's 11 a.m. We change the time every year because people ask me, why do you change the time? We have to change the time because of the tide.
Yes.
We also ask everybody, we partner up with the Open Door. I realized years ago I had a captive audience there, and I wanted to do something to give back, and I wanted Rocky Neck to give back to do something, and I thought it was a great event. So this is the Open Doors kickoff for the season also. So they bring their van. I harass everybody to bring food and money and checks. And then it's just a great little event that you go in, you dunk, you swim actually, and you start the new year off.
Jeff.
Yes.
I want you to, because we had this conversation, tell people what we will do to them if they don't. Tell them the rules.
Okay, the rules are you have to go under the water, head all complete. And if you don't, Joey and the crowd will call you a loser, and you can't publicly say that you should up lunch.
Yes.
So we typically do a dive and do 5 strokes.
5
Oh,
strokes.
wow.
There you go.
And there you go.
We'll publicly shame you if you
Publicly shame.
But we have in the past, we've taken screenshots
Yeah.
from the video and put big red arrows over the people that's running up to their ankles and run out and shoot and high five other people acting like they did it, because that does not count.
Right,
You
people,
can wear anything you want, too.
Oh yeah. Well, we encourage, because you guys went as Elvis last year.
Elvis last year, and you guys went as
Idiots.
wrestlers.
Chippendale dances.
Chippendale dance.
so we were discussing.
Chippendale
Were you
dances.
Chippendale dancers?
Yes. Those weren't wrestling outfits.
It was more like Chunkendale, not Chippendale.
Cashew uniforms.
I think we had the wrong Disney characters on that one. There was Goofy. I think Pluto showed up on one of the
And I didn't do 5 strokes last year. I just had one major one. That was, I'll tell you. And this is why we have the cucumber. We're going to demonstrate later.
Yeah.
So we also want, I really encourage everybody to just, when you're shopping the next few, well actually it's 2 weeks and a half until we're there, to bring food, to bring the non-perishables and stuff, because it's so important for us as a community to give back to anybody who needs that extra help whenever.
That's awesome.
And this is an example of something
Not
perishable.
That you don't bring.
You don't bring perishable,
Yeah.
because this is what happens.
Yeah.
Joe grows many perishable items here in the office. This is one example.
That's a science
this
experiment.
week.
That's not growing. That's
Yeah.
I'm going to see how long it takes.
Trying to make a non-pickle pickle.
But I'd like to say this.
Say it.
Sometimes on New Year's Eve, people may imbibe and just, get up late and are rushing around. Checks are definitely acceptable form, or cash are acceptable forms of giving
Sure.
for the Open Door. Because sometimes we're running late. And,
Absolutely.
So yeah, the checks, we have a little, Sarah Girl brings a little box, the truck's there, and there's like a, kind of like a little bank thing that you can, checks are made out to the Open Door. The cash, we take everything that they need.
Would you have like a little lucite box or something?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little side box. You can bring it in there. And actually, I always tell everybody, drink a lot of water the night before. There's no excuses because it's 11 o'clock. You can get there.
Yeah.
We also encourage, because it's really rocky, to bring your water shoes. Yeah.
Water shoes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go over this probably 3 to 4 times a year, but I have a set of helpful hints. What the pros do. Pros bring towels or blankets to put down underneath their feet, and who's the guy that does the speech, the poem?
George
George
Sibley.
Sibley does the poem. There's no requirement for you to get undressed until he's he's done the thing. You don't have to sit there in your skivvies for an hour before the thing. You can wear layers and disrobe just right when he does the thing. Jump in. We're not going to hold that against you. So you really only need to be exposed to the elements for a minute or two.
Yes.
So it's funny, I torture George every year. I always say, you're going to saunter in at the last minute because everybody's waiting for you. One year, he actually was flying back, and I was nervous because George prepares this great little speech. I'm like, quick, no 2 hour, whatever, we got to do it. So I was with George last night, and I'm like, we got to get it going. But yeah, there's absolutely no need, because George gets up and does a speech, to actually disrobe, because we're pretty tight on time. Like, we make sure we dunk. We start the process at 11, and we're in the water by 11:05. We have our entertainment that we have, which we call him TMZ, Tom Zarella. Tom Zarella does our music, and we always love the national anthem played. So every year he plays the national anthem. George does his little speech, and then we count down, and you then dunk or swim or whatever you want to call it.
So I just have a logistic question. Like,
sure.
So what is the ideal tide? Like dead low tide?
So I go in between.
Tide?
I looked it up. I always look. I think low tide's at 9 o'clock that morning.
Okay, so
and so I do it a couple hours, because I mean, even though there's a beach, there's enough beach. It's still nice to have.
Yeah, you want something to run on.
Run
a little
into.
time.
Right.
And I actually call the police ahead of time to let them know that we're having a little function in case,
Yeah.
the rock.
Yeah.
Give them a heads up in case we need some assistance.
What do you call? So there's been some controversy in the past.
Sure.
What do you call that beach?
Oh, here we go.
So
I've been corrected. It's either Oak Cove or Oaks Cove.
Right, that's
And
Yeah, we call it Oaks Cove Beach.
yeah.
Oaks Cove,
Yeah.
But whatever it is.
Some other people will say it's Stevens Way.
Yeah. But if you're old school Gloucester, when you go down Rocky Neck Ave, when you hit where Bertha's used to be, your house, you take a hard left, and if you just keep walking straight, you're gonna run right into it. And you can't miss the open door van.
And Oaks Cove is on the old maps.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Is
look that up.
Yeah.
Is it public or private?
Oh God! Don't.
Why?
Okay, we'll stop right
I know. I just want to know if I can get naked.
Psychotic people.
Can I get naked?
You can get.
Oh, you can get naked.
It is.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
wear anything you want.
The charms.
Promises.
Wetsuit or something.
I love it. Well, thank you
But
guys.
thank you. Yeah,
Thank you. This is
And
great.
everybody
Appreciate
come
it.
and
The
bring
more the merrier.
outfits, bring a ton of food and money, please.
Yeah, and we love it when people dress up. It's always awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun when people dress up.
Last night was the Middle Street Walk and the Lobster Trap Tree lighting.
that was
Kim
fun.
and Pat were both there. And I have Kim speak to the Lobster Trap Tree lighting, and Pat speak to the event at Cape Ann Museum.
Well, the lobster trap tree lighting just went off without a hitch. It was beautiful. I don't know if anybody has had a chance to go and see it, but it has beautiful, like white, sparkly lights in the interior now. Every year they change the design up
That's
a little
right.
bit, and so it looks like when you're inside the lobster trap tree now, it looks like you're looking into a starry constellation all
I
around
saw
you.
it. I saw the pictures.
it's
Your pictures were great.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, and so I know David would love to give a shout out to all the sponsors. Warren Waugh was really helpful this year.
Once again, Warren Waugh.
Warren Waugh, the people who, the Three Lanterns who provide the trap.
Skip.
Sean Henry, who's there with David all the time building the lobster trap tree, and all the volunteers who were out there putting buoys up in the lights yesterday in the rain.
And the kids that painted the
Yeah,
buoys.
that painted the buoys, and
Art Haven.
Tracy told me yesterday that it was getting so crowded in the studio with kids painting buoys that she's done a little experiment this year going to the different schools, and she loved it so next year she's going to do more of that, go from school to school because the kids really spend more time painting, pay more attention to detail, and
you have the teachers to help out
yeah,
around the
teachers,
kids
right,
and everything. Yeah,
right. So yes,
that's a great thing.
Yeah,
'Cause,
oh,
I mean,
it's
just as far as the kid, every kid has access to it.
Yeah, every kid in the community. There's also in addition to the elementary schools, there's the middle school day, also Rockport Day, Manchester, Essex.
Wow.
And then there's also a couple of open days as
Do
well.
you know what
too.
the day of the are they going to have the buoy auction?
Yeah, so I don't know
So this
that.
is like the biggest fundraiser for Art Haven.
Yeah.
Is the Lobster Trap Tree buoy auction, and,
Right.
and there are some favorite, like I think Ken Knowles and Jeff Weaver usually paint a buoy that go up for
Yes.
auction. So those are.
I can't see you. Where are you?
I'm sorry. I have to leave my volume on, and
Oh, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Joe.
That's Chris's mistress is calling.
No,
I can't
they're
see
trying to.
I'm watching to
He's
see
trying
what
Trying
it
to
is.
sell me stuff on
It's
this.
on Facebook Live. So that was great, though. We'll have a press release when they give it to us on the day of the buoy auction.
Yeah.
Pat, how was the KPM? Did you do any of the Middle Street Walk other than the?
Well, we got there late, and most things were packing up. We didn't realize that they were going to be packing up at about that time. So we did get there a little bit later, but we did stroll the stores downtown and greened up Main Street a little bit while we were waiting for the tree lighting, and then we went up to the Cape Ann Museum for their lighting. What do they call it? Luminaz, something like that. They
Illumination.
projected lights and shapes and colors and onto the side of the museum wall outside, and they had an area in front where the kids were playing, and there was music and kids and parents, and
The kids loved it.
and the kids seemed to really enjoy it. Yeah,
That's the same with the lobster trap tray.
Right,
just watching
I
the
noticed
kids-
that, yeah.
Just watching the kids' expressions on their faces.
Yeah,
I want to add
So-
on the lobster. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So let me back to the Rocky Neck Plunge. I think Dennis Bryant wants to know if he can park at Jeff's.
Sure.
Of course.
Okay, and Eleanor says hello. Everyone's on break and will live stream at Mom's Kitchen.
Nice.
So they're also
During break?
She just.
said-
I'm reading what she says.
What'd she say?
Hi, everyone on break currently, and will live stream at Mom's Kitchen.
She's on a break.
She's on a break.
She's on a break now.
Hey,
So they're watching, I
Thank you
believe.
so much. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that would
And
be
we're going to figure
fantastic.
out at the new place. We're going to figure out if they have a television in the corner. We will figure out how. Like I'll get them a Fire Stick or something, so that they can broadcast the live stream from while we tape.
We're
That'd
going
be
to rent
cool.
Pat out, and she's going to figure out how
We'll have to
fuck
send our IT crew down there.
Well, Pat, little people know Pat's just not a pretty face. She was the media person,
Multimedia
person at her high school.
Oh, now you tell us. We've been trying to figure these mics out for 4 months.
Hey, I did want to add one thing on the lobster trap. One thing I noticed with the kids is, besides looking at trying to find their buoy,
Yeah.
and then looking at everything, the Christmas carols when they were all singing, they were handing out Christmas carols. People were singing, but the biggest thing was when the fire truck pulled up,
Yeah. Oh, my
and
goodness.
he extended that big boom arm to go put. The kids just thought
They're all
that
like
was
this, right?
the hottest thing. That's what it felt like.
Don't tell me do something. Don't tell me you got it right, Chris.
Come on.
It's the best.
I'm glad your girlfriend got off the phone. So
You're doing a good job, Chris. Yes. Amy Blake says, "Hey, Rocky Neck friends from the Ice Cream Lady. Merry Christmas."
All right, Amy.
Yeah.
Come back.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh,
Remember Amy's ice? Amy?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's in Ohio. She has a
Little
candy store now called Tuckerman's,
Oh.
Tuckerman's.
Well, we gotta have ice cream.
You can always have
and she has a bulldog too.
another branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Do you have a French bulldog too?
We had English.
You had an English one. What kind is
Gwendolyn.
Frenchie.
What kind is
Make
English
this up.
bulldog and a French bulldog are different in which
Yeah,
ways?
the
In what ways?
English is a big fatty, right?
Okay.
Big fatty, and we had Gwendolyn that was always there. We always had bulldogs, and Mick and Suzanne just got a little
So cute.
English. Stanley, I
my
can't
God.
wait.
Yeah.
Bring it down,
Great.
Suzanne. I need Stanley.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm glad we brought that up. I want to just shout out to the Gloucester High School hockey
Yes.
program and the Masconomic hockey program. They had their second annual Brendan Lafada Memorial hockey tournament last night. It was every seat in the house was full.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice. Excellent.
They do this every year, and it's a great turnout. And I love the support. See the support for the family.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And Garrett brought the
So Garrett brought the puppy, Stanley, and Stanley is like, lump.
he doesn't do much.
He's like he's a bag of skin they're waiting for the dog to grow into. There's more rolls in there than Brandon Doses bacon.
But because Susan Lipsit's dog,
She's got
super
English.
hyper.
Yeah.
His dog is super hyper. What is your dog like? In between someplace?
Wow, she's
Is he a biter?
She was. Well, she just passed this month.
I'm
Yeah, that's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. I don't.
Jesus,
No,
Jim.
it's fine. Life goes
Shit
on.
like this.
She is. She was kind of a presence in Rocky Neck, and she really was tortured everybody. So she's a big, English bulldogs.
Yeah.
They're big fatties. They don't do much. They just kind of, and she,
go like
yeah. She protected her whole, corner there. She tortured everybody, and yeah.
So if you went on the purple bench and you weren't on the inner circle,
she had to come to the purple bench and have snacks, and
She would. If you're on the purple bench, she would want to be on the other side of the fence, and she would sit there with you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, she had to. She'd whine if you were on the bench
we
without
have
her.
a few people in Rocky Neck that have Frenchies.
Susan.
Yeah, my friend Denny. Gwendolyn's best friend was Belle, and then Lisa and Dr. John and
Nash.
Lisa behind us have Nash. They're all like hyper.
Yeah.
The Frenchies are like, they're like.
An English bulldog's more like the lazy man's dog. You want to lay around, he'll be happy just to lay around.
Oh, so maybe that's the kind I should get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not much. So you can kind of just throw some food at it every once in a while. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do they have the pooping problems like Chris's dog?
Yes, you have wipes and everything. What
What are you talking about?
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, she had to be hosed down. I mean, she had to be cleaned up. They don't clean them.
We need to rewind
Absolutely
for a
nothing.
minute because as Jim just pointed out, we just heard you say, "Oh, that's the kind of dog I should get."
We all heard
We
it.
all heard that.
Everybody knows I'm not breaking news. But if I was going to get it, hypothetically speaking, the lazy man's dog would be my kind of dog.
Kay, are you on board?
Hey, are you listening?
Kay wouldn't have a dog. Kay would have a cat. But
Do you want to see my pooping video that I made up of Chris yesterday?
We do not.
No, we
We do not want to see that.
We don't want to see that.
Crazy people.
Do it. Get a dog.
So, Chris, why don't you explain your hat? And give me your hat for a second.
You got your headphones on.
So this is Chris's Secret Santa gift from yours truly.
It was supposed to be a secret, Joe.
I drank today. Very appropriate for him. He can wear this every day of the week and he would not be telling lies. And I got him the shitty coolers, which is kind of a knockoff on the Yeti coolers gear that people wear.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Did you do? How is it? Because I was nervous about the size.
The medium fits perfect.
It does fit perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a medium, though. It must be missized.
It's a nice color too. I love the color.
I mean, the only thing is we're all supposed to spend 50, and Joe obviously spent about 10.
He didn't spend 10. Those were given to him. They were promotion.
He probably didn't buy it. This didn't fit him.
Promotional materials, yes.
Yeah, it didn't fit me, so I passed it on.
And he doesn't
Now
think.
Joe's lost all that weight. 12 pounds, by the way. For all you listeners.
12 pounds in 40 days. Not too shabby.
40 days and 40 minutes.
Wow.
It's doable.
Wow. If you're
Just
a
a
guy.
little bit of planning.
If you're a guy, if you're a man.
So,
Exactly.
Joe, what do you want me to make you for lunch today? Linguine, clams?
I already have the Stop and Shop rib roast that I
that's right.
I Frenched them this morning.
Frenched them.
I stuck the knife in there. I put the garlic slivers in there.
Oh, boy.
And then I put the herbs, salt, pepper, and herbs de Provence around it
Wow.
with olive oil. And we're going to
3 words that he learned at night school last week. He used in that conversation.
In high school.
And I got that, and I got a spiral ham, Corando spiral.
They were on sale this week, you know.
Were they on sale?
$1.49 a pound.
All 49 of them.
You know, I followed Joe around Stop and Shop for all the deals.
Oh, we have a new
First timer?
a new Ryan sister on board. Another Ryan sister on board.
Does this one hate me too?
No, she doesn't hate you. No, but she's been here. My sister Judy. Hello, Judy. Glad you're here.
Hi, Judy.
Judy.
We should have all the sisters on sometime.
So you have a big ham and beef.
For football, we're watching football
that's
from
right,
1
football.
o'clock until 8 o'clock. We're watching football.
Well, I can't be there at 1 o'clock. I'm visiting my mother today.
Oh, you're a good son.
Well, no, I'm not a good son, but I'm going to visit my mother today because I haven't seen her in a bit, and we're going to go out for lunch but maybe afterwards I'll stop by.
You know your.
But I'm not going to. Don't plan on me eating.
Okay.
But I'll stop by to
All
say
right.
hello.
So I would have had to get another roast.
No, we're going to Sue Chang's for lunch today.
Nice. Your go-to spot. You go there often.
It's just coincidental.
Chinese food, two days this week.
I know, Friday. Well, we had the DM Civil Company Christmas party on Friday, and Sue Chang's provided the food.
So 3 times.
Can you get a discount with all the money you spend there? They ought to.
I'll put it this way. We had 80 guys Friday for lunch, right? They brought, and I don't know how to order for 80 people. No. So I told them there's 80 people. He said, and the guy Gary, who's the manager there, said, I'll take care of it. And he showed up with a van.
Oh my God.
Of trays, the full-size trays.
Yeah.
And there were like 24 full-size trays of Chinese food, all different types. Yeah? And I have construction workers. They don't eat. They're like, I said, you can get more. Go up and get more. The plates were overflowing. They couldn't put any more food on. It was like a competition. Who could get the last chicken finger on without it falling off? So these guys ate like animals. And at the end, we still had so much food left. We didn't even open trays. We ended up bringing like 6 full trays, not even open, full trays to the fire department in Middleton for lunch.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
That's
You brought
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Scorpion balls?
But, I'm sorry?
Do they bring scorpion balls?
No, there's no alcohol. No alcohol at DM Civil Christmas. All my guys drive company vehicles. But anyway, it was a great time. Sue Chang's did a
Can I tell you my Sue Chang story?
I'd love to hear your Sue Chang story.
I'm going to tell you a story about Sue Chang, how she, I offended Sue Chang.
Oh, gosh.
No, her name's not Chang. It's Sue.
Whatever the fuck.
Her last name's not Chang.
But the problem, so I went with my daughters, just me and my 2 daughters. We went to Sue Chang's for lunch or dinner, whatever it was. And we sit down, and she's an older woman, right? And I said to her, "Geez, they still have you around here? What are you doing? They haven't kicked you out of here yet,
Yeah.
Because I figured, as saying this jokingly, like you shouldn't have to work here anymore.
Right.
You've put in your time and stuff like that. She looked at me deadpan, and she says, incredulous, "Why would you say something like that?" I shrunk down.
You might have been better off asking her age or her weight, Joe. Was this before you weighed?
I was going to say, how was your food that night?
My daughters were horrified.
They wanted to kill you.
And my daughters are not like,
What was that?
I immediately apologized and explained myself, and she was not having it.
No, that's it. So you bid.
She was not having it, and I said to my daughters afterwards. I said, you guys know that I was just joking, right? People that know me know my personality and stuff like that.
Note to self: don't go to Sue Chang with Joe.
Yeah, his face is on.
But anyways, I have to say this because a couple people mentioned to me that the food was a little different at Sue Chang's, and I panicked a little bit because I knew that I had this large party, and I was a little concerned. But the food was fantastic. It was spot on. Feeding that many people, that quantities, they nailed it. It was excellent, very, very good. So anyway, shout out to Sue Chang's.
There you go. We went Friday night to Beauport. We had a little Secret Santa thing going on, and we got the table. We were lucky, and we got the seat with the nice couches right next to that fireplace.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh, that's nice over there.
So nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a better spot in town, and on a crappy day, to sit. By that fireplace. The fireplace is warm.
It is warm.
Yeah.
And cozy.
It's so
to just
cozy.
hang out,
Yeah,
and the service was outstanding. And I'm going to give a couple.
I think the food there is to die for.
I think the food in the lounge is really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Chris is still feeling the effects of the crab.
So they have duck wings.
Yeah, they have duck wings right out.
Oh yeah, those are outstanding.
So delicious. And another little insider tip: the fig and prosciutto flatbread.
Ooh, yummy. Anything with prosciutto
Did you
and
try the lobster
fig.
crab cake?
I didn't.
Oh,
no,
that's
because I figured.
so good.
Yeah, actually, it was.
We're there all the time. Kim, we don't see you. Where are you hiding?
we usually go on Tuesday nights because that's the night when the baby and Alex are out. So we usually go on Tuesday nights.
But back to the Secret Santa. I want to know got Chris?
I got Chris.
No, I know. Who did Chris get?
Who did Chris get?
I got Jenna.
Oh, so they did. Usually in the past, when we had more people, we would do guys only bought for guys and girls bought for girls.
Remember last year you got me?
I don't think this is a family show, Ralph.
I was going to say, what did you get, Ralph?
Let me put it to you this way. I don't turn red at all. At all.
I got him a penis pump.
Really?
Penis pump.
Legit.
How's it working for you?
Legit.
How does it work?
I thought it was
like really?
I put it on a cake. I thought it was something you put in the trunk of the car in case your tire went flat.
Driving around the front seat of this pickup.
It's a suction-based, like a clear tube
All right,
with a plunger,
and you pump it up?
and you put it over.
It's some sort of extraction device.
Show.
Just, you use this.
Yeah, but it's on a much smaller scale.
Right here. So you get the thing. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah,
You want me to get it? It's in the car.
Oh yeah.
Get in the trunk just in case my tire gets flat.
Yeah. But I think you need to lubricate that every once in a while so that the seals don't get dried out.
Sales all dry.
Yeah.
That's what. So the day after the Secret Santa, the trash man must have had a ball because that's where it went.
What?
Keeping that thing in my house.
You could have re-gifted that.
A great re-gift, right?
Shit, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So can I
Chris, as a matter of fact, I have a present for you.
Can I say something about the Beauport? Because when we went on Tuesday night, they had what they usually have on Monday nights. They'd extended it to Tuesday night, and all through the winter they're going to be having 2 lobsters for $20 on Monday nights.
We don't eat lobster around here.
I don't know how they're going to do that because the price of the lobsters in the winter. They'd actually be losing money probably in another month or so.
They're going to get them from China.
So point being,
Yeah.
like, take advantage of that because that's a tremendous deal.
It was, and the lobsters that I had on Tuesday night, they weren't the dinky ones.
That's incredible.
It was incredible.
That's
Your lobsters didn't have dinkies?
And I don't think they're advertising it yet. They're not going to do it next week because they have a holiday thing, but then they're going to start it back up.
Because they were when we were there the other night, they said you could get a lobster with your entree for $10 extra, and they were it was the servers that were sharing it with us.
Oh,
is that how you?
Right, that's how we learned about it.
Yeah, I was like,
from the bartender. We learned about it from the
tremendous
bartender.
value.
Yeah,
Tremendous value.
Kim's talking about
perfectly.
She's talking about animal sex again. Your lobster didn't have a dinky? Is that what you said?
She said no, they weren't dinky.
Oh, they weren't
We need a
dinky.
sound effect for that.
Because I can't really hear it.
I don't want you
I
to
thought they
remind
said she
people
didn't have
again.
dinkies.
No, somebody asked.
I don't, but they
No, I won't
listened
do-
in the beginning, so
I
never
won't do it again.
Rosemary, we want to say hi to Rosemary Cotaro, another Rocky Necker, who's listening in, who says that this is really hysterical. She's enjoying the podcast.
We're glad to hear. Thanks for your time this morning.
Nantucket Christmas stroll. You guys were there last weekend.
That's why we weren't here last week, folks. You were at the
Was it so fun?
Nantucket.
Was it so fun?
Tell me how you got there.
I can tell you how we got there, but I can't tell you anything after that. So we went down on Thursday evening. We stayed at the Hyannis Inn, correct, Chris?
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
And then we got up Friday morning. We took the ferry over, the fast ferry,
Yes.
which is fantastic. 1 hour.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, let's explain the ferry because some people in the room don't understand the concept of a fast ferry. There are 2 ferries. There's a ferry that takes large vehicles over that goes a lot slower, and then there's just a ferry that takes over people without vehicles, and it goes a lot faster. Jim.
Hence the fast ferry.
Fast ferry. Fast ferry's 1 hour. Slow ferry's 2 hour.
Wait, you're going too fast. I gotta write this down.
So anyway, we took the fast ferry over, and we immediately checked into the lovely White Elephant.
Correct.
Which is a very, very popular place down in Nantucket. And then we got into our cost. For day 1 was our ugly sweater day.
Yes.
Which we all had very interesting ugly sweaters. And then the next day...
I saw your... I can't believe that you could walk into restaurants with a penis sticking out of
It
your
wasn't a
belly
penis, it was a
It was a
carrot.
carrot nose.
Oh,
It was a carrot.
see on social media, looking at it on a small screen, it looked like you got a
When's
penis.
the last time you saw a bright orange penis, Joe?
It depends on how beat up it is, I guess.
Which your mother gave you
Jiggle
toys
balls
when you were
hanging
little.
from
Oh,
below.
God.
Well, you know,
So I have to say, a lot of people, a lot of women were attracted to me. And they were looking, my wife knows it, there's no secret. They were looking at the carrot, but then but this was the best part.
Yeah.
Sitting at the table next to us, there was these 3 old, crotchety old bitches.
Nantuckeyites.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, they were in plants. But
Yeah, from Nantucket.
anyway, these 3 women, obviously, they don't have much fun in the, they were by themselves. They were this old miserable
curmudgeons.
Yeah, curmudgeons, perfect, Joe. And they just kept looking at me and giving me dirty looks. So I just kept putting my carrot on the table. If you're gonna look, I'm gonna give you something to look at. And our friend Kevin had a few choice words to say to me. But they would. But a lot of women were like, "Oh, can we take a picture?" And and then Charlene wouldn't leave me alone all weekend.
Do you understand this is why Kim looks? Because she got the memo about the carrot.
It was a good sized carrot.
So that's why
I've never seen a
I'm
carrot
taking
that
the
big.
carrot to be the
Was
word
the
of the
carrot
week next
more
week.
on the girth side or the length side?
Which
I think it was a combination.
Yeah, it was
It was a
good.
combination. Well, I'll put it to you this way: when I sat down, I could put it on the table.
So length. I would go
It-
more length than girth.
I think he used the pump.
But then we had an issue. There was an issue that I had to take the swab because we were at a bar and I had it on the table, and a young gay person, which I'm not going to mention his name, came in and said, "I'll have the buffet."
Yeah.
And that's it, shirts off, and that was the end of that. So I had switched Christmas outfits, and then we went.
And he's not kidding
So
there.
what was the reaction? Does everyone get dressed up for this, or just you guys?
No.
You were walking around downtown and stuff like
Let
that.
me put it to you this way: everything closes in Nantucket for the winter,
Right.
Obviously, because it's nothing more. It's the
Seasonal,
weather. This weekend opens up. They open up just for the Christmas stroll. They have more people down there this weekend than they do 4th of July.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the restaurants open. Not all the restaurants, but most of the restaurants open. It's tough getting reservations because there's so many people. It just the ferries just keep, and literally the streets are wall to wall, elbow to elbow people.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
And a lot of people dress up.
A lot of people dress up on Saturday when I guess is the official stroll.
Correct.
And we decided to dress up Sunday. We were the only ones to dress up on Sunday, so we looked a little weird.
We dressed up, Friday.
Different outfits for 4 straight days.
Right, so Friday was ugly sweater. Saturday, the suits. We all had these suits with the top hats. We should have brought pictures. And that's when I had my red velvet shoes with the little gold bow tie. Those were
Louis Vuitton.
Outstanding.
Louis Vuitton.
Prada.
Prada.
Oh, there you go.
And then Sunday we dressed up. We wore onesies. We all had the onesies on with the zippers. They're really, really comfortable.
Except me, I wore a Grinch outfit.
Chris was dressed up like the Grinch.
So I got stuck with the women in one of the stores, and the guys left, and I'm trying to find them. So I'm walking downtown by myself, trying to find these guys.
Kids are horrified.
I'm dressed in a Grinch outfit. I got Grinch gloves on, furry gloves, and people are looking at me like, and the beard. They're like, "Wow, call the cops! This guy is lost."
Take him in.
It was the first time in my life that I was embarrassed.
But it was an amazing. If you have not done the Christmas stroll, you have to do it at least once in your life.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you get 10,000 and you just want to throw away, it's one of the
It's
best.
very, very expensive.
It's a great place to go.
I know there's a fast ferry.
great
I
cash.
don't know why I wouldn't go over.
Is it expensive at the hotels and
Yes,
dining?
there isn't anything that isn't.
Right. There's
The
no choice
best
to do
part
it
about
all,
the
right?
stroll for you ladies out there
Yeah,
is the shopping.
Yeah.
Because all these stores want to get rid of their product for this year and make room for next year. So, it's
that's
50%, 70% off.
Wow.
I'm sure they mark everything up, but there are some really serious sales. We walked into this dress store and there was this custom-made dress store.
yeah.
And there was this black velvet dress that I wanted my wife to buy, and it was absolutely amazing. All of us made her try it on. It was absolutely breathtaking.
We all made her try it.
We did, right?
Yeah.
And this dress, believe it or not, this dress was $3,800 black velvet dress. Somewhere we wear to like a wedding on like New Year's Eve.
When your sons get engaged and they get
right, but they'd have to get married on New Year's Eve or something like that. I mean, something like that. But anyway, it's one of those real tuxedo, black and white. Where do you wear a dress like that? But it was marked down to, it was 70% off. So it was like $1,000 for this dress. It was custom made.
Did you buy it?
You could buy it. No, we didn't buy it. We didn't buy it because she kept saying, I said, buy it. She said, where am I going to wear this? You know, where
the Rocky Neck Swim.
The Rocky Neck Swim, yeah. But anyway, great time. I strongly suggest if you haven't done it, save up your money and do it.
See.
Very cool. Jimmy, you have an update for Great Marsh Brewery in Essex.
Oh yeah, I finally got to it yesterday. My buddy next door, one of the guys, I go golfing with him. We go to Ralph's Golf Course and a few others. He said, "Hey, I heard they opened. I watched the Good Morning Gloucester preview that you guys did," and he goes, "I gotta go." I said, "Well, let's go." So we went over, and it was. He's getting personal texts.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you.
No.
But Mick LaFond is watching. Suzanne and Savannah is watching. And Mick just sent me a text and said, Savannah is watching with Suzanne and just learned what a penis pump is.
We aim for the educational.
There's the educational portion.
There is.
There's the educational portion.
And that's sex ed for today.
Yes. And now let's back to the drunk part. Okay. So anyway, went back over and we got there right when it opened, right about noon. It was high tide, that super high tide.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all worried inside that it was going to take over the parking lot. And it did.
Oh, wow.
It came right over. It took over a lot of parking spaces. But no, I mean, trust me, people were parking in anyway. They just wanted to get in.
That's why they built that up. If you notice the foundation on that place, they built that foundation.
Put it up in pilings.
So the food was open at that time, but we chose to go right to the bar. And at the bar, we had 2 flights. And then we both had
2 fights?
Flights.
Oh,
flights.
Say, wow, what kind of place is this?
Wait, am I on camera? Okay, there, now it's back in. 2 flights, and then we both had 2 beers each, and they offered a very limited menu at the bar. So they had a Woodman's
pop-up.
Pop-up thing. We both had sausages and peppers, and it was in like this cup. Sausage and peppers in the cup, and when they brought it all over, the mustard was great, and they brought it right up. It was really reasonable price. So what I was saying was 2 flights, 4 beers, 2 of the meals, and with the tip, it was like $65.
And a partridge in a pig.
I haven't been there, so explain. Is there a restaurant in the place?
So here's the thing. It's 2 different kind of establishments.
Okay.
The downstairs has a different liquor license than the upstairs.
Is it 2 different owners? Or same owner?
Yeah. Same owner, but
different managers.
Different manager. Like the management from Bancroft.
Yeah.
The Bancroft group.
I forget the name.
They run the restaurant upstairs.
Oh.
So I don't know if they're paying rent to him or they're getting paid.
Okay, so upstairs is a restaurant and downstairs is a brewery.
Brewery with a pop-up Woodman's limited menu downstairs. You can't bring your beer from downstairs upstairs, and you can't bring your drink from upstairs downstairs.
Now, is upstairs open what time?
4 o'clock.
So it's a dinner establishment.
Right.
Yeah.
For dinner only.
4 p.m.
I see.
Wednesday through Sunday, I believe.
I saw the sign, and all I know is when we walked in, it was open at 12 noon.
Yeah.
So it was open for lunch, upstairs and downstairs. And we went right for downstairs to do everything. We didn't go upstairs.
And upstairs
it was filling up.
Upstairs, I'm assuming resonations are recommended.
No, people walking right up the stairs.
We're
and
supposed to go in there and live stream someday soon. Ideally, we're going to get there early afternoon, like at 3. Start live streaming, going into like the 4:30 period, so it's not too busy, and we'll have a little corner of the place. But it has to be when I have a day off, obviously, so I can bring the equipment.
Ralph and I can do it.
Yeah, you can run the equipment. I want to give a shout out to Donna. Donna's just getting ready at the Agape Marketplace at Magnolia Library. She just chimed in. So I wanted to...
Agape, the brew?
The brewery. They're having an event. They're shutting down the brewery operations, but they're having a...
Did anybody call in with the with this word? No.
I don't want to fucking say it for the fucking 10th time.
He's very sensitive.
I think the whole idea is that people really have to pay attention and know about it.
I want to say that. I want to say that I did a lot of the IPAs. I really thought they were really decent. He likes the darker beer, the back end. I know that you guys did 4 flights each, and it was amazing. But boy, that was a lot. It was a lot of beer. Very good, very tasty. Good crowd, really a good fun thing, but I won't lie. Parking is limited. It filled right up by the time we were leaving. He told us that they don't get a lot of people coming on game days. A lot of people don't come down to the brewery on game days. So he's saying that was something that they were hoping to fix.
So they have big TVs and stuff like that?
There were some TVs around the area, sure.
All right, we'll have to check it out. Well, we'll check it out.
Not the size trios.
So Chris's sons went to Minglewood, Harborside so remember the day that it was like raining sideways?
Yeah.
We get our notification, we get free $10 to use here. It was pouring out, and it happened to be wing night. So we went. Wings, this is insane. This is really crazy. I got 12 wings, 2 beers. So the wings are 50 cents each. 12 wings is $6. 2 Coors Lights were $3.50 a piece. I got my bill. My bill was, after taking off the free $10 that they put on it because I'm a rewards member, my bill came, it was $2.65. $2. I'm not fucking joking. Wow. $2.65. I left the girl the $2.65 and a $10 tip, and it was just, it was great. Talk about a great place to watch a game. Yeah. Minglewood Harborside's great.
I thought I was going to say he left a 52-cent tip.
No, and it was quick. I was there too, Joey. The wings came out fast.
Oh my God! It's like and they were great. Yeah.
You would think on that night there's a lot of people were there because it was trivia night too. So a lot of people were starting to come in and claim their stakes on their trivia tables.
My tab was even better because my father-in-law ended up showing up and he paid the tab. So mine was 0. And I got the points. I mean, those are the best Minglewood dinners.
If that doesn't have Chris McCarthy written all over it.
So the post office.
We noticed that we went into the post office this week and noticed that they are holding Sunday hours from now until Christmas. I believe until 2 p.m.
That's
and
important.
I thought that was pretty
pretty
interesting.
Yeah, I just bumped the camera.
All right.
Yeah, but thank you, Charlotte.
Yay.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Kim.
Merry Christmas.
Kim, have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you. We have... Go right where you were, Jim. So, Pat, want to finish up with that? I'm sorry.
That was really good. I just thought it was pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
That they were going to be open. This is downtown. I don't know about any other locations, but
so I got some things. What's interesting to me, and it's kind of shady, I think. You know how Amazon? I'm a huge Amazon guy. I love Amazon, but the Prime is supposed to have guaranteed 2-day delivery, and if it's not guaranteed, they usually tell you when. They usually tell you when it's going to be delivered. So you know. Well, this past week, they were so backed up that the deliveries were at least 7 to 9 days out on a lot of items, and I think you have to be aware if you're buying Christmas presents starting now that if you're depending on those Christmas presents, you're running the risk of not getting them. So you might want to just think twice about buying on Amazon and do business locally.
I had kind of, Susan is saying hello to Cathy and Jeff. So hello, Susan. We're glad you're on board here.
Oh, Susan Casey Lipson.
Yeah.
Oh. Where in the world is Susan Casey lives in?
Yeah.
Where
As far as I
in
know,
the world?
Where are you?
Atlanta, probably.
Probably in Atlanta.
You never know, though.
Vicinity.
She's worldwide.
You don't know.
That's right.
Exactly.
You don't know. But we did have an interesting Amazon experience this week. We had, I had ordered a new laptop, which arrived on time within 2 days.
Nice.
Like it was supposed to. But it wasn't the same, it wasn't the right model. The box said one thing and the inside was something different.
Wow.
So I called Amazon and they very nicely arranged for it to be returned. Pack it up, take it down to the UPS, return it. Okay, fine. And a new one was going to come on Saturday. Quick. I was like, oh, great, thank you. So they sent me the new one, got the new one, opened the new one up, and the first thing on the screen is no bootable devices found.
No what?
Bootable devices.
So error. Big error.
Big fat nasty error. So I called, I looked up to see if it was something simple, and it wasn't something I wanted to get into the very first time I opened up a brand new laptop. Called Amazon again and said, I think I better return this. It's, this is like I'm getting bad juju from, this whole purchase.
China.
And they said, oh, well, let me connect you with Dell. I said, well, it's easier to have you connect me than me trying to connect myself. So they did. I spoke with Dell, and Dell said, oh, the warranty on here, we'll have to charge you money to fix this. And I said, no, I'm not paying. I'm not paying it. And so back to back to Amazon, and Amazon accepted it, and it's on its way back. 2 laptops, two days in a row, or within a week, within 4 days.
Yeah.
But they were very good about it.
They're good about the returns.
They were very good.
It's just
1-800 Best Buy.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So Best Buy, I bought something for the podcast on Best Buy. I was in the store. They said, we don't have it here, but I can get it overnight to you. You just have to pay. I pay. It's supposed to be there the next day. I get a notification that they're having a shipping problem, and the new estimated date of arrival will be from a week from that date to December 20th, and this was about 3 weeks ago. So like up to a month. I says, well, I want a refund. They says, we can't give you a refund. You have to return it in the store. I said, well, I had told you in the store that this is something I needed for tomorrow, and I would have gone someplace else and bought it. Like I was speaking to someone in a foreign country that there was just nowhere to go with this.
The problem is the economy's doing too well. I can't wait for a recession because you're not going to have to wait around for shipments during the recession.
There you go.
Yeah. That's how
it's a big problem.
Yeah.
So speaking of these big companies, I know this wasn't one of my podcast topics, but I was going to add to it after I sent you my topics. But when we make the move in January, I'm cutting the cord.
You are. You decided.
You are.
I've decided to cut the cord.
Your son cut the cord.
My son Brendan cut the cord, and if I didn't know what cut the cord meant, I can see from Ralph's face he doesn't know.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm not. Charlene's not having a baby. I'm not going to cut the cord.
Talk about the cable.
The cable. I'm done with Comcast, Xfinity. I did some research, and I'm going to go with YouTube TV.
YouTube TV has all the local sports channels.
Has Nesson.
Right.
Has Nesson.
Right, which is...
There's a website you can go to,
and it tells you all the different...
cutthecord.com.
Right.
And they do an outstanding job for those of you who are interested in exploring. They do a great comparison of YouTube TV versus Hulu.
So you need Wi-Fi.
You need Wi-Fi. So I'm going to have to go. I'll stay with Comcast for the Wi-Fi. $50.
So now you really want an upgraded, because they have different levels of how much the throughput is.
Exactly.
The thing. So $50 gets you a super high speed.
It gets you enough for that stuff to run
For the number
perfectly.
of units that you're going to have running in that
Yes.
house? Okay. So $50 for that. YouTube TV is how much?
$50.
50. So you're at 100.
Right.
Netflix.
I'm not going to get Netflix.
Not Netflix. Okay.
I have
You have
Amazon Prime.
That's
because
already included, so we're
that's
not going
already
to count
included.
that cost.
Right.
Hulu.
I might get Well, no, it's either Hulu or YouTube TV.
Okay.
They basically do the same thing.
Yeah, you already have that.
Yeah.
So you're at 100. You're at 110.
Yeah, 110, and I'm paying $250 now.
Well, if you're paying $250, you haven't renegotiated your contract because I pay $189 and I have stuff.
And that's all in.
That's all in.
Yeah, but I got NFL Red Zone. You have the Red Zone?
No.
Yeah, I mean I get other shit.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's this is going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
I want you to really detailed.
Yeah.
Keep track of the cost.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, and we'll do updates.
Patrick McNally is saying that he cut the cord and they have YouTube TV, and I watch all the sports.
Oh, really?
So
Good.
I assume
That's
he's
good.
local. I don't know.
Ask him what else he added to YouTube TV.
Okay.
Or I could ask him, what else did you add to YouTube TV to make it an even better experience, TV viewing
I
experience?
came around, I'm sitting in Kim's chair.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the Academy Awards and you
There you
fill in the
go.
seats when they go to the bathroom or something. You know, that type of guy. This is what I was doing last week when you guys weren't here, boys.
Really?
Filling
Film
the
the
seats.
seats.
I don't believe it.
Chris, what
Yeah.
is this topic about email unsubscribe?
So as we're nearing the end of the year, I figured I would take some time and unsubscribe to all the shit mail that I get. So some make it very easy. Some companies make it very easy. When you click, there's an unsubscribe
Usually
link.
small letters down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Usually small letters down the bottom. Some force you to log back into your account, and I can never remember what the login is. And then Apple sometimes up top says unsubscribe, and you can click
wow.
that. But yeah, I mean, I think
So
it's
how
a
many
great
have you
time of
done
the
already?
year.
How
What's
many
that?
have you done already?
Oh, it's been a 2-week effort so far. Where whenever I get this unwanted email,
Yeah.
I make every effort. And the thing is, they claim it takes 10 days
To go flush through the system.
to flush through the system. So some companies I'm still getting their emails, and I'm like,
It's interesting because I did the same thing last year that you're doing now, and I haven't done it this year because I like to get those for certain companies. Like like I'll be traveling soon, so I like to get all the airline ones because the airline ones are brutal if you're not planning to go anywhere because they do alert you of some decent deals. Vineyard Vines. There's certain ones where I know I'm going to be doing a little bit of shopping this time of year for Christmas.
yeah.
And then after
Just a little bit.
after that.
Kate doesn't want to hear that.
Kate and I have an arrangement right now, so we're good. We're in
Well, shopping arrangement? Kind of an
Arrangement.
Wait.
Chris is ears perked right up.
Was that a prenup? What do you say? Prenup?
Not that kind of arrangement.
So Patrick responded that he has Netflix, Amazon Prime, and for work he has high speed, and he puts it in quote internet.
And what's the
Okay.
total?
Oh, I don't.
To ask him. Okay, so Patrick, we'd like to know.
$249.99. He saves a penny.
No, I want to hear what it is.
It's
Sign me up now.
Just think about it. You can buy a car for what it costs.
Yeah.
People spend on cable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's but I mean,
James said the same thing because James cut the cord when we were at Minglewood, and the same exact point he made, Ralph. He goes, I was paying a car payment for all the money he was sending over to Comcast.
yeah,
$3,000 a year.
The new
just to-
TVs, the new smart TVs, and TVs. We had this conversation with Jimmy that
You mean Ed McMahon?
Ed McMahon. Like TVs are so cheap nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
And they all have these smart features where you can just stream just about anything right through them using the
Yeah.
internet. They've made it even not very technically
dummy proof.
Dummy proof, yeah, to be able to figure this out.
I still can't figure it out.
Chris, what is this street hockey rink at Stage 4 you're talking about?
I don't know much about it. I didn't click on the link that Mom's Kitchen's son, I think his name is Dave. No,
I think it is. I think it's Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
yeah. So we were bowling Thursday
Yeah,
night, and
he's
Dave
such a
came
great
up to
kid.
me and said, "Can Good Morning Gloucester pimp out this this fundraiser we got going on. They got approval. I guess there's an old basketball court at Stage Fort Park that was falling apart, and this group got approval for the city to put a street hockey rink there, an outdoor street hockey rink.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Would you call it a rink? It wouldn't be a rink.
Yeah.
A street hockey facility. Or
whatever.
Street hockey rink.
And they need $300,000 to build it. And I guess the city already put up, I think it was like $100,000.
Wow.
And some other companies may be involved.
There's a lot of sponsorships around that. If they have boards, I don't know if they have boards because that could be dangerous.
No, they'll have boards.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Keep it in.
Oh,
They're not
yeah,
going to
'cause this would be
check. You don't
professional.
check in street hockey.
Right,
Just-
right. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's right to the right of the, is the basketball courts just to the right of the dog park?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They have leagues there. Because on the
We've
way
seen
home,
them playing, yeah.
on the way home, we cut through the parking lot.
Basketball or street hockey?
Street hockey.
Oh,
on
yeah.
there.
So they're already
currently
playing there.
playing there.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And boy, I mean, you're riding through, you see all the cars and parking, and you're going, and they put the lights on. There's lights on that court.
Yeah.
So you can see it, and boy, they got a lot of people, and it looks really interesting.
That's cool.
I'm all for it. I think it's a great idea.
So they got a GoFundMe page, and I think
Did you
I
get
sent
the
you the link. I thought I sent you the link.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll include it in the show notes.
But he wanted us to do a shout out for any companies out there that
Sponsorships.
are interested in sponsorships, even any of us who are interested in making a donation. Every little amount helps.
Well, we'll definitely put the link in there and people can figure it out.
I told him GMG, put GMG down for 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
The
nice.
GMG outdoor street hockey facility.
I tell you, Ralph DiGiorgio is a very generous sponsor.
I think we need to
Vacation still.
we'll put a kissing booth up with you two. You bring your
DM Civil.
your
DM Civil.
sweatshirt. You can bring your outfit, and you guys set up.
So you guys had dog owners. How? And this is one of Chris's topics, of course.
Not a
We talk about poop again.
Get the thing going. Get ready. How does a dog decide where it's going to poop?
Yeah, and let me just explain why, because, the last couple times I've taken my dog out to poop, he goes through, both of them go through this routine of sniffing, and then finally it's like, yeah, bingo, I found a spot, and then that's where they drop it. So I'm trying to figure out
Rocky
if
Neck.
anybody knows why a dog picks the spot that
That's
they
a good
poop
question.
at.
I don't know. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Our dog always, and a lot of the dogs, we call it Feces Field, and the entrance to Rocky Neck, they run there, and that's where they want to go consistently. They always go there and they poop.
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
Okay. Because dogs and cats and all other animals are free to roam around everywhere.
Yeah.
So they poop anywhere they want, right?
Right.
Or pee or whatever.
Right.
So eventually there are areas that become this pee and poop
Hotspots.
hotspots, right?
Yeah.
So just like you, Chris, when you wake up in the morning, you want to take a poop, you want a nice fresh bowl, you flush, you have a nice fresh bowl. They're looking for a nice fresh spot.
So that
You
was the
poop.
question.
That's
So-
my theory.
So it's a spot that
It hasn't been tainted.
hasn't been tainted. Okay.
That's the theory.
All right.
That's the Ralph theory on dog
I
poop.
like that. I didn't know if it was an area that hadn't been tainted or was already tainted, and they're
Right.
like,
That's what I was thinking.
Predominant.
Well, I think when they
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
want to mark their territory too when they do
yeah,
when they do
the pee.
yeah they do. But I
Yeah,
think
they-
in the with respect to pooping, I think they want a fresh bowl.
All right.
So
That's
when
good.
when your dog pooped in Joey's house,
Yeah, he was looking for a fresh spot
There you go.
that nobody else is.
that no one, or that someone else has pooped in.
Yes.
So Joe, I think Joe, and
Like this
his-
spot back
one-
here behind me.
one of his, yeah,
Oh
Yeah, all those brown spots are from where dog.
in the
Chris's
brown
dog-
spots right here.
Dog. I just take my breakfast off that.
Where I eat. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, don't worry, Joe cleaned it.
Update on the cutting the cord. Patrick says he saves about $100 a month.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what the typical savings is.
That's good.
For
And
cutting the cord.
And the quality is solid, rock solid.
he's all the additional comment he makes is also my smart TV, even the newest one, doesn't support Hulu anymore, but I pay for it because my kids use it on their devices.
Oh, cool. Thanks for that input, Patrick.
There you go. And there you go.
I have an issue. I'm going to call it an issue. I'm really upset that, like, I spent money for really good TVs, right?
Yeah.
And I put it on to watch the hockey game or the basketball game, and it's nowhere near, like, you know how they say, oh, you need the QHD and the 4K. The television stations are not broadcasting. It's like they're broadcasting 1080,
right,
which is like a quarter of the signal to 4K. And people go out and they spend crazy amounts of money to get these 4K TVs that this, like, maybe 2% of the content that's streaming is in that kind of quantity. Like when I look at I think in Best Buy, these places where you buy televisions, their feed is like a direct from like a Blu-ray player. Like you're seeing every single pixel filled up.
Yeah.
So you buy that television based on that. You may spend a couple grand. Then you get the television home, and it's just like kind of like flat and blurry unless you're connecting again to like a Blu-ray or something like that.
Well, I think
Plus,
it's like
the
HD.
signal lot drop too. That's the cable isn't perfect.
No, I know, but
it was at HD. I mean, HD. All the TVs came out supporting HD.
But there's 4 different levels of HD, just so you know.
Yeah.
720 is considered HD. 1080 is another level of HD.
Higher level.
Is thing there. And there's Super HD, Quad HD, all this different stuff.
But the TVs are ahead of
the technology.
Yeah. The broadcasting.
Yeah. Yes, they
but
are.
you'd be better off, like, I don't know.
Anyway.
It's kind of ridiculous.
No, but your TV
Now
will be
Joe's day
ready.
is ruined. I just want to let you know. He's upset now. He's going to be looking at little things on the TV.
I just want it to look nice.
I just want it to look nice.
9:51. We started.
Hour and 6 minutes.
Hour and 6 minutes. I just wanted to know. Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome, Joe.
Cake versus child.
Cake versus child. Yeah, so this was an interesting one, and I unfortunately didn't keep the text. So it was a survey done, I forget where, it might have been here in the United States, where parents were surveyed on are they more likely to drive safely with a cake in the back seat or a child in the back seat? And like 90% said they drive more safely with a cake in the back seat.
We've had this conversation that the women in my life.
Well, I didn't just say women, Joe. This was all races.
I'm going to say women in particular. When it's the holidays and they make something.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in a pan. It's a completely flat pan.
We have had this conversation.
And you may be the passenger, and they say, "I want you to hold on to this on your lap." And you're saying, "We're driving 45 minutes. We'll put it in the back. We'll put it on the floor of the back seat. It's perfectly flat. It's not going to be any more flat than it's going to be on my lap.
Right.
And I'm going to be uncomfortable with this thing on my lap for 45 minutes. Let's just put it." And they get very disgruntled if you don't keep the thing on your lap.
Yeah.
But the kids can roam free in the back seat. They don't give two shits. But that souffle, let it sit on your lap.
Why, you make souffle, Joe? you actually make a souffle and drive 45 minutes with a souffle on your lap? The souffle on your lap for 45 minutes isn't going to taste very good.
I had that experience yesterday with this guy. I had to pick up a big cake from somewhere to bring to a party last night, and all he had to do was just show up to pick me up. And I'm standing on the corner with this thing, and he's driving around, and I'm like, "Where have you been? Like, open the door." And then we get in the car, and then became defensive driving. I'm holding this big cake. I'm trying to get to this place, and he's, whatever.
See? It was
awful. I'm like,
"This is the season! Now it's a child, right?"
Go ahead, no problem.
Yeah.
It's the cake.
This is why when you bring things to people's house, just make sure it's in a bottle.
No, I had the
It's a lot
dessert.
easier.
Yeah.
But that's like, observing parents with small children. that if the child has a friend over and they are eating cereal and they knock the bowl over and the cereal and the milk go everywhere, oh, don't worry about it. But if the kid's friend wasn't there and it was their actual child who spilt the cereal,
forget it.
They go freaking nuts. Holy shit! They smack the kid. The kid's bleeding, broken nose.
Slam the brakes and the kid flies over.
Anyway.
Hey, your own.
I'm not slamming brakes, but I'm riding the kids all the time in the car, and they have their friends over, and sometimes they're goofing around too much, or they're falling asleep and whatever, and their heads by the window. I'll go in the rumble strips.
Oh, nice. I would jam on the brakes.
And just wake them up and sling their
Don't
head
make me
over
stop
there.
this car.
I've done that.
D Noble is chiming in to say, keep it in your lap and keep 2 hands on that MF. I don't know what MF could possibly mean.
So there you go. Another one heard from. All right, this is going to be the last segment we're going to talk
Thank
about.
God.
The Patriots are giving 10.5 points against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Patriots
do you want the points, or do you want the Patriots?
I don't know.
Go ahead,
This
Ralph.
team is just scaring the living shit out of me. What is going on? 2 weeks ago, when they were 2 weeks ago, they were 10-1, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was panicking. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. The Patriots are 10-1. They're still 10-1, and we're still freaking out. But there's something going on there that's just not in the norm. I know the offensive line is suffering. Brady doesn't have enough time to get the ball out of his hands. He doesn't move as fast as he used to, but still. The offensive line's a problem. His receivers, he doesn't have a receiving core. I don't even know if Edelman's playing today. He was questionable.
Yeah.
He is playing today. I thought he would. But, we need, I think we need to get some more receivers. I just want to reach out personally to Bob Kraft and say, listen, swallow your pride and bring back Antonio Brown. Okay, just for a couple games. Let's see what happens. What the hell?
Can you still bring
We need someone.
Can you bring him back at this point of the season?
I don't know if
I
there was
think
a
they
deadline.
can.
No, the deadline was November 30th.
No, that was for
Wasn't it?
Gronk.
That
That was for Gronk. But Brady needs a deep receiver.
I'll suit up if they want me to.
But they could use your quick.
I go deep.
That's not what I heard.
That's all the
I'm talking football. Jesus Christ.
Jeff, so you didn't say you picked. Do you want the points or do you want the Patriots?
I'm going to take the points.
So you're going Cincinnati plus 10.5. Jeff.
I'm going with the Patriots. Yes, they do need some work on the offense. They need to get somebody's got to get open and catch the ball. Once Edelman, people are double teamed and there's no one open. In the defense, they've been doing unbelievable. But
That's the reason they're 10.
Exactly. The defense keeps going the way they're going, especially against Cincinnati. This could, build them back up. But I'm definitely Pat's winning this game.
There you go.
Pats.
So you
Not
take
points. Yeah,
taking
100%. Yeah.
Pats minus 10.5.
Well, the Pats have all of Cincinnati's defensive plays since they videotaped last
That's
week.
right.
So I'm betting the house on the Pats. The Pats are going to blow them away.
Pat.
Do you get points on your credit card?
And your insurance, car insurance.
15 minutes.
Jimmy, what do you got?
I tell you, she brings books when we go to games.
That's all
We
right.
sit there. Definitely the Pats because the score is going to be 14-0. Cincinnati is in the scare mode. They are 1-60 or something. And I'm talking about it over the past 3 years.
So, Jim, what you're saying is defense is going to score 14 points?
Pats 14.
Special teams.
Special teams and defense.
I'm taking the Pats, giving the points, and I think it's going to be a rout. I think this is going to be a Patriots a pissed off game after all the talk about the videotaping. I think that this is a bulletin board game with all the local sport writers saying that they suck
Against Cincinnati.
Against Cincinnati.
They couldn't have done that against Baltimore?
No. Well, I think Baltimore's the best team in the league. I think the Patriots are every bit as good as Kansas City. Not as good as Baltimore, but I think the Patriots are the best, are the second best team in the AFC. And I think Buffalo.
I don't disagree with you. I believe if the Patriots get their act together, they can beat Baltimore in the AFC Championship.
Anything's possible. So, but I think it's ridiculous.
They'll be prepared this time.
I think it's ridiculous that is our record 10-3? What are we right now?
Yeah.
I think any other team in the entire league that's 10-3, they're throwing, they're celebrating every single day. Our fan base is so spoiled. At 10-3, the sky is falling like I've never seen anything.
Because we look like the worst 10-3 team ever in the NFL.
We are the worst 10-3 team. I mean, that's why. Yeah. Well, you got to remember the beginning of the season.
I don't see how you say that. You're acting like the only thing that counts is offense. Defense is half of your team.
Okay. Before Joe loses his head, okay, you got to remember the Patriots. The beginning of the season for the Patriots, they did not have much competition until they started playing the Baltimores, the Kansas City Chiefs, and all that sort of stuff. So you got to remember that until the Patriots started really playing strong opponents, it was easy.
They get blown out by Baltimore.
And they did have a receiving.
Baltimore was blowing out teams by 20 and 30 points. They hung with Baltimore. Kansas City is a great team. They
should have beat Kansas City.
They got robbed in that game.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty.
Especially that Buffalo would have beat Baltimore if they had a good coach.
Yeah.
First down, and they had a half a yard, and he's trying to go off tackle. Should have just rammed it down the middle. And that would have been the game.
I think Buffalo is the sneakiest good team in the league right now.
I think so too.
Any credit?
No, they're a sleeper.
Yeah.
But you can't. This team, out of any team in the NFL, you cannot ever count the Patriots out. You know no team in history comes back like the Patriots. I'm not saying they're definitely going to, but I'm saying you can't count them out. I have my mixed emotions, but I think significant changes need to be made on the offense in order for Brady to be able to get back to the big game again. And that was on getting to receiving.
This is the last question, and I just want a one-sentence reply.
Where is my son Michael when we need him? He's the guy we need on this show. He is the guy.
One-sentence reply. Is Brady playing for the Patriots next year, or is he playing for a different team, or is he retiring?
Well, the stories are out there. His house is for sale. He's looking around. He's just gave up his spot on Best Buddies as the
whatever.
So Brady is setting up for something, and I think it's going to depend on what the outcome of the season brings.
Can you, based on the knowledge that you have right now, is he playing on the Patriots next year? Is he retiring, or is he on a different team?
I would find it very hard to believe. Well, wait a minute. I'm not answering the question the way you're asking the question. I'm saying that I find it very hard to believe that Tom Brady would go play for anyone else. So if Tom Brady decides to stop playing football, he's going to stop playing football.
So next year, do you think he stops playing football?
That I don't know. It's going to determine what happens at the end of the season.
I think he sticks around for another year.
Same. He's sticking.
Fox broadcaster.
Stephen Reed says gone.
Really?
God.
I say he retires after the season.
Retired.
Let me ask you the whole. Time out. Patriots get into the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Of course.
It is a possibility, right?
They win the Super Bowl. He's retired.
They have to go through Baltimore to get to the Super Bowl. If they beat Baltimore, whether they win or lose the Super Bowl, forget the Super Bowl. If they win or lose, now they lose 40-0 in the Super Bowl. But if they beat Baltimore in the AFC Championship, which there's a possibility,
of course. Yep.
Does Brady retire
at the end of the season? Because he'll have 7 Super Bowls. No one's going to catch him, and I think he's proved everything he has to prove.
I said forget the Super Bowl. My question was if they beat Baltimore in the AFC Championship.
I gave you my answer. I think he's done.
You think he's done?
No matter what happens.
I disagree.
Well, there you go. So there's your answer. You think
I think if they win in the AFC Championship, I definitely think he's coming back.
So your parameter is if they don't win the AFC Championship.
Hence when I said, let's see what happens at the end of the season.
He just made it so that no matter what happens, he can stay. He can go back and say,
I'm closing out. The music's playing.
It says retiring, and Stephen Reed says other team.
There we go.
Oh, Stephen Reed.
That's GloucesterCast.
Stephen Reed, don't worry, it's not going to affect our vacation plan.
That's GloucesterCast. I have to stop it. Don't touch anything.
Because 15 years. I was close.
I'll finish up from the expert.